was not gonna do a tutorial video on this because there's like 100 of them on the internet, on YouTube and everywhere, but I thought I'd share anyway to how I do my fog chiller that I will need for the graveyard. I'm doing this last minute. Today's October 30th, tomorrow's Halloween. It was supposed to rain, so I had kind of given up on having fog machines and everything outside, but now it looks like the rain might be moving. The idea is that the fog that comes out of the fog machine is like a steam, right? Which water and glycol or water and glycerine are mixed together and they are boiled and then they come out as steam. The glycerine holds the molecules together, which makes the fog look like it does instead of disappearing like regular steam. But because it's hot and the weather outside in the fall is usually cold, it goes straight up into the air and it's gone. So the idea of the fog chiller is to take the fog on one side, all hot, cool it down, and then when it comes out, it comes cool, and hopefully it'll be cooler than the ambient air and it stays low to the ground before eventually rising and dissipating. So that's what we're doing. The first thing you need is some sort of tub, and I found this upstairs. The other thing we need is a dryer vent, which I have right here. Hold on one second. There's a link to all the materials below, okay? Because there's going to be a couple things that you may need. This is a dryer vent. It's a flexible, like aluminum type dryer vent. And it comes in two sections, and this one is supposed to be 20 feet long, which is way longer than this. So we're only gonna use one section, okay? The first step is we need to put this in here, route it how we want it, and have an input where the fog goes in and an output where the fog comes out. So the first thing is to put the duct in here. And we have to route it. You have to decide where the input is, where the fog machine, the fog comes into the cooler, and you gotta decide where it goes out. Keep in mind that the longer you route this, is the longer time the fog will have to cool down. So if you go from here, exit right here, the fog only has that much time to cool down. So if you send it all around like a radiator, it has a good chance of cooling more and more. The more it cools, the lower it will stay. Right, I think I know where I want it, so I'm going to mark where I need to cut here on the side. It's going to come out right here. See that? So I'm going to mark a hole about the same size as the duct. I finished cutting the hole, right? And it fits pretty good right there. So I'm going to smooth these edges out with the Dremel, right? And then I'm just going to glue this here. I'm going to use hot glue to secure it. And then I'm going to run a whole strip of duct tape all around the edge. I'm also taking some duct tape and just running it along the edge just to make a nice smooth edge. That's a nice clean edge, see that? Right, let's see if this hot glue is ready, and it is, and it's just to tack this in place because we're going to tape it too. And sealing this well, what it helps is if you have ice in here and the ice has melted, it stops the water from leaking out, right? If you're using it indoors. If you're outdoors, just drill a few holes in the bottom so that you can drain everything. Right, that looks pretty set. I'm going to just run some tape around here, just like I did on the edge, and we'll do the same on the other side. Look at that. Perfect. This looks great. This was designed for this tiny little fog machine that I had 3 years ago when I didn't have much of a budget for the channel. So I went and bought the cheapest, good quality Chauvet, I think it's a DJ700, and it was like 35 bucks. Links are below for the little one. So that one didn't have that much pressure and that much output. So I built this, the original design was for the small machine. So I'm gonna do it that way, but I have a big machine now, so we'll test it both ways. What I did was I bought this. This is a computer fan that kind of cools down your computer, your motherboard. They have them, there's a link below. It's not that expensive, and it's USB powered, which means it's just 5 volts. This, I'm going to put it right here, and this will pull the fog out where you want it to go. If you turn it around, it'll push the fog in, but I just needed to create a vacuum between the fog coming in here, going through, and coming back out and blowing it out. So we'll use this fan. So this where this design is different, and this is why I decided to put this tutorial together. So let's screw this on here. This fan has 4 mounting holes, right? So I'm going to mark those right here. My regular drill ran out of battery. Now that is nice and secure. That's not going anywhere, and it blows out. So make sure you aim it the right way. This is go time. I'm gonna go to the store, so I might continue this video tomorrow. Buy I guess 2 or 3 bags of ice. We're going to fill this up, we're going to cover it, and then we're going to test it with all of my fog machines. I went to Walmart, got 2 bags of ice, they're in the garage. Okay, this thing is done. I was going to paint this black, like flat black with paint, but the weather turned and it's 39 degrees and raining. Well, not raining, kind of like misting, which means that paint will never dry. So I found this. It's called blind fabric. I think you use it for hunting so you can hide so the animals can't see you. And there's this kind that has like the leaves, and there's this flat kind. And I thought these things would be awesome for any Halloween display because you can hide bright colored extension cords. It's super windy outside, but it's sunny. So I'm gonna set up this thing right next to this horse, so it's hiding behind it, and then I'm going to sit a skeleton on top of it. That's not bad at all. Now I haven't put the ice in yet because it's middle of the day, so I'll put the ice tonight and I'll show you what it looks like. These are just 10-pound bags of ice. I'm going to put it in there gently so that we don't crush the duct. That looks great. Now, like I said, loosely over the fog machine because it gets hot. All right, so here's the fan. I'm gonna plug it. All right, there it goes. Now I took a pot, those pots that you get at the nursery store, and I cut it in half. And I'm putting it over here so that I can drape this over. And we have a good output for the fog right here. And that is how I did my fog cooler. Now today the temperature dropped to like the mid 30s, so the fog comes out really cool. But it's still a little bit warmer than the ambient temperature, so it does rise, but it's been staying pretty low. I'll show you when it gets dark. Check it out. So it's sticking a little bit to the ground. It's not going straight up. Let's see it from the side. Yeah. That's looking awesome. Now that is with regular fog juice from Walmart. So I haven't tried any low-lying fog juice or any of the specialty fluids out there. That's just the regular water and glycol. It looks pretty cool.